I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome. And good evening to you on Facebook. Welcome. Hi, I'm Rick Dancer, and we are live on both stations. So just thought we could have a little chat tonight. I'm getting a lot of emails, a bunch of emails. Where is everyone? Hey, Dayton, from business owners in Oregon, all over the state. Who are super concerned about the next shutdown. And hello, Christina. And they're not sure what they're going to do. And I think this has kind of taken people not by surprise, but hi, Marianne. But I think it has really, I had one restaurant owner who I know who sent me an email and said, I wish we could talk. I wish we could say something. I wish there was something we could do. And thank you for speaking out for us because, we're crying, we're devastated, we don't know what to do. I think there's a lot of people in that place right now. And so I just had a couple things I wrote down today. Write the president, demand an audit, get Kate Brown out. I think it's about what we do as the citizens of Oregon. And you guys, if you're wondering why I'm looking over, it's because I'm doing an Instagram page and I'm doing it on here. And it's what we do. So, here's what I wanted to throw out really, really quickly too, okay? Any Lab Test Now is sponsoring our show. They do 8,000 different tests. I just had my vitamin D tested and I'm low. So I'm taking that because it helps me with my immune system for COVID. I'm taking some other natural herbs and stuff too to kind of keep me happy. Or protected as much as possible. I may get it, I may not. I don't know. It's a virus. I can't really stop it. I can do all I can to prevent it. Washing my hands, wearing a mask and staying 6 feet away from other people, wearing a mask in the appropriate places. There's things I can do, but I'm not afraid. If I get it, I get it. And I don't want it, but if I get it, I get it. But Any Lab Test Now is offering to veterans, to a veteran who lives up the McKenzie River. What we're going to do is on the holiday farms, if you know somebody, I want you to email me and I'm going to pick somebody, but $100 gift card to Target, $200 credit at Any Lab Test Now. They can get lab work done. And anybody watching this can get 30% off a vitamin D test. Anybody, you don't have to be a veteran for that. And I highly recommend it because you'll know where you're at. You don't want to overdo it, but you don't want to underdo it either, okay? So if you know somebody, don't put it on here. Email me at rick@rickdancer.com. It's scrolling across the bottom here. They're trying to murder the private sector. Soon only government will control services. So what are people going to do? So here's kind of, let's talk positives. Teresa, exactly. Vitamin D is really good for seasonal disorders like I have, which is a little bit of depression sometimes in the wintertime. I'm holding back personally this year, saving my resources for hopefully a better business climate later. Luckily, I wasn't locked into a long-term lease. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are just overwhelmed. And for those of you who want to call them anti-maskers, no, that's not who these people are. These are business people. They're your neighbors, and they're suffering. And, I know we talk a lot about people getting sick, but what about the people who are suffering that are not sick, who are being placed under these restrictions where they really can't? I mean, there's this business after business on my street, and they put in all these temporary places where people can eat this winter. And they spent money on it, and now they can't use it. So now it's like pulling the rug out from under them, and they can't do anything. And so people say, well, it's better than people dying. Well, their businesses are dying, and their family income is dying. And I think you can't judge it that way because that isn't fair. It's kind of like saying, if you don't wear a mask, you don't care about people. That's just horse shit. And we're not buying it anymore. People should be wearing masks because it's good for it's what it's supposed to be right now. Do I think I don't care. It doesn't even matter. We're doing it. I don't know why we're doing it, but stay home like they should have done in the first place. John, I don't think that's true. People have to, people have to work. I mean, not all of us have a contract or something coming in. Some of us have to work to pay our damn bills. And when people just say that, John, it kind of bugs me, because it's like, and we all have we come from different places on this. So I'm not going to convince you, and it's not my job to convince you, and I don't want to convince you. You believe what you believe, and I'm glad that you're here, because I do like having alternate voices on here. This, our busiest time of year, and hardly, yeah, I know. Hi, Rick. Hi. There's Garrett. Hundreds of dollars. They've spent hundreds and thousands of dollars doing what they can to try to keep going. And then now they're shut down. And I don't think this is going to be 2 weeks. I think this is going to go through because you got Christmas coming up and then New Year's. I think it's going to go through the new year, and then we'll see what happens. President Biden is talking about another one. So I don't know if that's in addition to this one. But what about the 250,000 who can't respond to this? And those would be, so the dead don't matter. No, I didn't say that, Chad. The dead do matter. But you have to consider everything, everyone. And when the governor came up with her plan, I think she should have had business people and business leaders on that task force, as well as medical people, so that we can get a full round picture of what this is going to do to the entire population. The businesses need financial help right now. But when you make a decision, you can't count on government to pull you out, even though you're government. That's my opinion. Anyway, I think what needs to happen in our country, and this is my opinion, not yours, but don't throw your anti-masker, you're an anti-masker. I'm not an anti-masker. I'm doing what I'm told to do, to the most part. I'm wearing my mask when I'm supposed to wear it. And I think a lot of people are. That's a funny thing, too. I had all these people coming online on my page when I asked some stuff this weekend, and they were saying, like, well, if everybody would wear their mask, we wouldn't be in this. Heck, everybody I see is wearing their fucking mask. I mean, seriously, I look around. I don't go into a grocery store. When I was in Montana, I'd go into a grocery store and I'd see people not wearing them. And I kind of go, wow, you're not supposed to do that. I mean, the little Ricky in me was like, Mom's going to get mad. But I'd see that and I'd think, oh my God, that's crazy. But I don't see that here. And I'm out. I am not staying home. I'm out. I'm going to my gym. Everybody wears a mask. I go out and have a beer with my wife on the weekends. Everybody has a mask. I go to the movie theater. Everybody has a mask. I don't know where you're getting that. Somebody said they saw a news story on KEZI, and I'm going, oh, you're getting your information from the news? Oh, God. Good luck with that. You need to go out and see it, or else don't repeat those facts, because I don't think that's true. I see them everywhere because they bow to these orders. Yeah, people have to work. Well, we all have to do things. It's how it works. Walk as free people. Social distancing and masks are mitigation, not a cure. Perspective. Good news on vaccines. What was that, Dana? I did not hear any good news. Or are you saying we need some? Stand up and live, or lay down and die. All of this is sad. It's really sad. I think it will go through the new year as well. Yeah, I think it's going to go through the new year. And then, as I've heard President-elect Biden say, there's, who knows? I don't know what the media, I don't know. They probably lie about him too. But I understand he's looking at a national mask thing, and I don't know then if that would cause our governor to just continue that through. There's a video somebody's putting up there. Hey, Chad, there is no price tag on life. I had cancer. I get that, okay? I understand that. But I'm not afraid of this, because when the doctor tells you you have cancer, that's kind of the worst fear you can go through. Most of the people are surviving this. I mean, honestly, and I hate bringing that up because then people get all start throwing shit at me, But if you look at the numbers, most people survive this. That's the math. We keep talking about the science. What about the freaking math? And with every virus, you're going to have people that are going to get sicker than others. And I'm not going to bring up the death word, because yes, every single life is important, but every single life with cancer is important too. I know a little boy right now, he's 10 years old. He's having surgery in Portland at OHSU because he has a brain tumor. Well, that isn't fucking fair. No, it's not, that a 10-year-old kid has to go through that. Not fair. but it's happening. And who knows what the outcome of that's going to be. But where did we get off on this thing? Discipline your emotions. I read this morning. Discipline your emotions. If you don't, your emotions will use you. And I feel like rather than just stating facts, we're getting a lot of fear. And when I go back in history and look at how fear is used to manipulate people, it frightens me. It frightens me greatly. And again, I know COVID is serious. I know people who've had it and have been really sick. I had H1N1 10 or 11 years ago, whatever it was. It was horrible. I was miserable for like a week and a half. I know people who've had COVID and had no symptoms. I don't know. I know people who have people in their families and stuff who have died from that. And our hearts go out to them. I haven't experienced that yet. But that's not really, that's an argument that is really, to me, it's unfair when you throw that in when you're talking about all these there's so many aspects of a community. And when does that become the most important? I haven't seen the evidence that restaurants or other businesses being opened are contributing to the spread. Exactly. There is no evidence that is. What's the spread, according to what I'm reading from them, the experts, is that it's coming from group meetings. Well, I got news flash for you. You're not going to control all people. I mean, there's always going to be people who are breaking the rules. And yeah, is that right? No, I'm not sticking up for that. I'm just saying, but why do you punish the restaurants where it's not happening? Here's the other side of that. If you look at it if you critically think, if by closing the restaurants, now people are going to go and stay home more and get together with their friends because they want to socialize, you're actually contributing more to the problem by doing this, by taking this action, I think. Same thing with gyms. Where's the evidence? I know people go, oh, it stays longer on gyms. But where are the major outbreaks at gyms? None of this is being traced to gyms that I know of. Swimming pools. They closed our pool. Our pool has ultraviolet light and chlorine, and that kills COVID. So why would you close a pool just because it's a place where people go? That doesn't make any sense. That's what I mean. Some of this just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, the whole picture is sad. It is sad. I think some of the problem is that people are still throwing house parties. Christina, I'm sorry, Chrysanta? I'm sorry. You're right. And that's where they're tracing it to. So maybe that's where the focus needs to be. I don't know how you do that. And I'm sure not going to be supportive of people knocking on doors or seeing a bunch of cars at a house and calling the police. That is starting to sound an awful lot like what happened in Europe about 70 years ago. And that scares the hell out of me. Kate Brown is a mark. Okay, I agree that it will be longer. I respect that. Chad, I respect you because you and I don't agree on some of this stuff, but it's okay. I mean, masks are harmful. See, that's for me. I have no breathing ability through my nose. None. I should have had it fixed when I was a kid, but I have very little. So when I put a mask on, I am restricting my breathing a lot, which is why I don't wear it when I run. And I get dirty looks from people on the bike path because I don't have a mask on. But according to what the governor said, I didn't think I had to wear it on the bike path. But anyway, I can't run and do that. And I'm going to run. And I get dirty looks from people. That's the other thing I'm sick of. I'm sick of dirty looks. What happened to people just let people be? I was in Yachats over the weekend on Saturday. And then I'll get people going, why did you go to the beach? Well, because I had a client who called me and said, I need some help. Can you come over? I'll pay you. So my wife and I went over there, had lunch at the Drift Inn. And it was so pleasant because nobody had an attitude. They didn't have the COVID attitude where it's like, oh, here's my expectation. I don't give a shit about your expectation. And that's the whole thing is people have, well, nobody's wearing their mask right because they don't put them over their nose. And somebody did put it on because that's not the right kind of mask. I even showed a picture of what Linda over at the Drift Inn had done. It's super cool. So she recycled old windows and put them up on her little dividers instead of getting that tacky plexiglass. So what, and I thought that's such a great idea. And it felt so warm. You went in and it didn't feel weird. They had their masks on. Everybody in Yachats did. They had their masks on, but they were so pleasant. It was like they were kind. And it wasn't like this thing we're going, well, wait a minute. Is that a PF45 mask or is that a FFO? Did you get that at Costco? That doesn't work. And that kind of crap. Everybody was just chill and it was pleasant. And then so I put that picture on. One person who doesn't like anything I say anyway, comes on and says, because I said it was tacky plexiglass. I think it is. When you walk into a place and there's plexiglass in there, all it says is sterilization, stay back. I hate it. I hate it. I think it's the most impersonal thing. So I saw something clever that somebody did and recycled. I'm sure Bring was happy. I bet she got all those windows at Bring. And here's this cool thing she did. And then all they can say is, oh, you said it was tacky plexiglass. And I'm like, oh, shut up. And then somebody else comes on and says, maybe pretty, but it's not going to stop the spread of, well, it's to the standard and it's what you're supposed to do. But there's so many experts out there. That's what I've noticed. There's a ton of COVID experts that have absolutely no degree behind them, but they've read this article or they saw it on the news. And I'm going, oh, whatever. Rick, I think you need to make the governor a to-do list. I would never be governor, ever, ever. And I'm sure people, because you know what? When I ran for Secretary of State, this is how people are. They nitpick. More comments about little things like that. And it's just, that's why people don't do it. That's why you don't get good candidates. You get candidates like you get because you get what you get. Doing what you're told to do. Wow. Yeah. I hardly ever do what I'm told to do. But from people I talk to, you know why I do it? Because to make other people comfortable. Honestly, that's why I do it. And my business friends, so they can stay in business. I don't believe it, but I wear it because it makes other people comfortable. Now, when I'm walking down the street between my office and my car, and I'm not in front of people, I'm not putting the thing on because I can't breathe. When I'm at the gym, I have it on. When nobody's in the room at the gym, I don't have it on. When I swim, I don't have it on. There are exceptions to the mask mandate for certain people to not wear the mask. It doesn't fly. I called my doctor, asked, they said, no, we're following CDC. So I'm living with it and I'm fine. I'm not bitching, but don't bitch at me either. And don't tell me how to wear my mask. I see a ton of rule breakers at the gyms. Now, I don't see them at our gym. I guess I'm going to the right gym. I am anti-Kate Brown. Okay. Well, there's a line there too, but there's people that are anti-me too. So whatever. I'm not picking on you, Dale. How will you fight COVID-19? Will losing job and home being out on the street with your family and your unemployed former coworkers just wear a mask? Just wear a mask? Well, here's the other question somebody asked me the other day, and I don't have the answer, but we've been wearing masks, and now it's still getting worse. So, I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not going to go out and wear a mask, but what we're doing doesn't appear to be working. And so there's this other school of thought that, forgive me for bringing it up, but I'm gonna. Sometimes a virus is going to do what a virus is going to do. You can manage it, but you can't control it. So at some point, are 80% of the people going to get this anyway? I don't know. It's Randy. Hey, Randy Robotham. We need another government stimulus package plan. I have pre-existing conditions which have reduced my immunity. You have, I know you personally. The primary care preventers are the COVID-19 as well. Lincoln County is the friendliest, especially Newport. Well, actually, well, yeah, and Yachats is in Lincoln County. I haven't been to Newport yet. I was in Pacific City and it wasn't too good. That's in Tillamook County. I love the idea of repurposing those windows. Good for her. Yeah, it is. Plexiglass is sterile and ugly. If I had a restaurant, I would not put it in. I'd find something better to do. And that's why I put that picture on there. I was going, here's what people could do. Like, and I know it's expensive. I mean, and yeah, who's going to do it now? But I mean, there's people that could do that. Fear makes people crazy. Fear is the biggest enemy to me in all of this, because it'll make people do things they would not ordinarily do. And so look how people talk. Oh, so you're an anti-masker. I hate that label. There are people who don't believe it, but they're still doing it. Obey. Yeah, I don't do that very well. Just like Portland City Commissioners that wanted to defund the police, but yet the 911 calls the Uber drivers, stupid entitled. Governor originally called for a mask or face covering. We use face shields, and a few times we've been told masks are required. Respect businesses, but the inconsistency is part of it. Tom, exactly, the inconsistency. So yeah, it keeps changing. And then I remember a while back, CDC like a week ago came out and said now the mask is not only for protecting other people from if you have COVID, but it's also to protect you. But yet in the beginning or the middle somewhere, it was said that the mask isn't protecting you at all. And that way, everybody could feel really good about themselves if they wore one, because then it's like, I'm protecting other people. You don't care, Rick Dancer, about other people. See, and that's the kind of stuff we have to stop doing to each other. God, plus, it's none of your business. God, do what you do. And if people aren't abiding by it, shame on them. But it's not your business to be looking out the window with binoculars and checking out your neighbors. The pets now carry COVID and SARS. What? Will the pets that comfort and keep us safe be taken? Things are turning up weird. No, Kim, where did you hear that? On KEZI? I'm kidding you. No, is that true what you're saying? Oh my God, we'll have to euthanize animals, and then people, now that'll come up with, how would that work? And what would people do then? But you can't do that. Chad Jacobson, thank you. From an older health compromised lady. What's next? Come over here and get on the train. People need to learn this is a media-driven virus. Rick Olson. Hi, Rick, just tuned in. The day and age, there is too many bitching and nitpicking. Maybe COVID is nothing problem. It just shines a light on the lack of our society's weakness. Well, I think it is I'm because I know people who've had it. It's a virus, and it's, if you get it, it's not comfortable. And for some people, most very elderly, and with underlying health conditions, at least according to the statistics, it can be deadly. So those people need to be taking precautions, and we need to be doing all that we can to upgrade. I talked to an expert, and he says, if you upgraded the residential homes for people who are older, the memory care places, all those places, if they were up to hospital standards, you would have, that would be the best thing you could do. Hi, Veronica. You said 100% right. A virus is going to do what a virus is going to do. That's what my friends in emergency rooms, that's what my friends who are doctors are telling me. I'm asking these questions. I'm not listening to the frickin' media. I'm asking people who are in the business the questions. I'm not going to Joe website or some YouTube channel where some right-wing freak is on there screaming about something. I'm asking people in the industry, and this is what I'm hearing. That's why I'm making up my mind. I'm not just doing this because I'm some obnoxious fuck who doesn't want to do what they tell me to do. I have a brain. I have a heart. I use them in conjunction with one another. I also have this thing called instinct, and when something smells like shit, it usually is. And so when I smell poop, I'm not going to stick it in my mouth. I'm going to pull it out and say, wait a minute. And if somebody says, Rick, that isn't poop. Well, smells like poop. Came out of someone's ass, it's probably poop. I'm not going to do it. So I was a reporter for a long time. I have an intuition. And when I hear people, especially politicians, saying certain things, it doesn't sound right to me. And I'm not going to not go with that because I've been trained, I understand it, and I am not going to just fall in line. I'm going to question everything. Remember the bumper stickers that hippies used to put on their Volvos in Eugene? Question authority, question everything, don't trust the government. What happened to that? Now those are the same people who are going, oh, you got to do what they tell you to do. Just suck it up for a year and a half or whatever it is. What happened to asking questions? I'm not saying in the meantime we don't take precautions and do what we're being told, washing our hands, wearing a mask when around other people in close quarters, staying 6 feet away from each other, not gathering in big groups, which I'm not doing. But when did we stop asking any questions, and why? Are we that afraid? Who made us afraid? Ask yourself those questions. Newport was great this weekend. You need to go to Newport, support Rogue. I'm not a big Rogue fan. I was in Yachats supporting Yachats Brewery. What's good? Oh, fear can also make people think they have symptoms when they're fine. That is so true. Maybe 3 weeks ago. Yeah, because this time of year, I get congested. I just do. It's my thing, because of my just the way I am. I always do, and I start thinking, God, I hope that's not COVID. And I think, I mean, they're getting tested. People are getting tested left and right. But then, like the next day, I woke up and everything was fine. Fear is our biggest enemy, Veronica. So here's the other thing: take full responsibility for your life. You know, it's like, oh, I'm getting, God, you guys, there's so many people on here. Hold on. I'm trying to get as many of you on here as possible. All we can do is our best. Thank you. I think that was more about supply and demand. Okay, Chad, no, I don't remember what we were talking about. Are you talking to somebody else? I don't know, sometimes on here. Just saw local news people going nuts buying up toilet paper. What the hell is that? I mean, does anybody know? I'm looking over here at my, I don't even think that did anything. I'm just gonna shut it off. Yeah, what is it with the toilet paper thing? I do not understand. What I mean, does a reaction to COVID mean you shit more? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not pooping any more than I ever did. Not that it's, I mean, that's probably too much information, but my constitution is the same as it always was. I don't need more toilet paper. I don't need less. I don't, look how we acted that with toilet paper. Yeah, exactly, Chad. How does not seeing my family for Thanksgiving, who I have been exposed to the whole time, change anything? According to Governor Brown, I'd be breaking the law. Yeah. Sad to see the fear destroying friendships. I have people that I used to be really good friends with on Facebook and in real life, and they just are, all they want to do is antagonize me. I honestly, I don't even read their comments anymore. I see their names and I just pass them, because I need my sleep and I need my sanity. And that's questionable anyway, whether I have either one. And yeah, but you know what? We are allowing this to happen. I blame the decision makers. The governor made this decision, and she's the one who didn't put anybody from the business community on her task force that I know of. That's what I've heard. And that's what I see. I see her going with medical information, the science. Great. I think science is one important factor. So is math. So is looking at who it's really affecting in the most negative ways. And then taking precautions with those people, especially. Who's it not devastating? And having those people continue to, if we had a people from the business community on the task force, giving her information about how this is going to impact people. You know, how does this impact Northwest Burger? How does it impact Cornucopia? How does it impact the Drift Inn? None of those people talked to me about this, but what I did have somebody write me from, and this is a friend of mine who's very, very more on the liberal bent than a lot of my friends. And she said, I can't say anything, but this is going to destroy me. I heard one of the oldest restaurants in Eugene that we all go to for anniversaries and all that stuff may not open, may close. Oh, Rob, you are such a liar. Mark, cats and now minks can get it too. What? Okay, so now what does that do? Is Kate Brown going to go tell everybody they have to get rid of their cat? Maybe we have to frickin' deal with this. It's not going away. Oh my God. Seriously, cats and minks. So now, is that a mink when I'm still wearing it? I'm kidding. I know, making jokes. Oh, you guys, real quick, underneath here, please nominate to me on my email. It's rick@rickdancer.com. It's on here. We're going to give a $100 gift card to Target. That's from Any Lab Test Now, who's sponsoring the show. A $200 credit at Any Lab Test Now. And any of you can get 30% off a vitamin D test at Any Lab Test Now. I just had mine done. It'll tell you, and vitamin D is really that vital this time of year, and it does help you with your immune system, which possibly could help you fight off COVID. Chad Jacobson, when I was in high school, we decorated people's yards with it. Never thought it would be hoarded. Never thought it would be gold, huh? I always thought it was just to wipe your butt. I didn't know that people, made clothes out of it. Our photo is at Pacific City, Pacific Brewing, where they ask us to wear masks, not just a face shield. So we followed their request. CNN tells you the truth. Rob, Joe is just making, he doesn't believe it. Trying to use Zoom technology to reduce my contact with others for my exercise classes, keeping myself healthy during 2020. Randy, that's a great idea. And our gym, Elements Health Clubs, they're going to start doing some classes like that you might be able to do through a service called Myself or something. It's a pay service, but you can get that on there too. That's another thing to do. People need to chill. People need to mind their own business. You know what I mean? You do you, I'll do me. If you see me doing something you don't agree with, close your mouth. And that has to do with anything. If I chew with my mouth open and you don't like that, shut up. If you don't like the kind of beer I drink, walk away. If you don't like the way I drive, don't drive near me. If you don't like what clothes I wear, keep your mouth shut. If you don't like a comment I make on something and it's not hurting you or anyone else, just don't say anything. Maybe we all need to kind of mind our own business a little bit. I love Kira. She said, "Oh, now you guys are just okay. These are," and go ahead. Chris, you guys, just so you know, Jason and Joe are playing with everybody here. My aunt died of totally different problems, and they put COVID on her death certificate. Fact. Heard that a couple times. And when you start hearing stories like that and this is your aunt, so you know what happened. It's not like you're making it up. It's not something you found online on some stupid site. Those are the facts that start coming out and people start hearing this. I know a woman who was tested twice and then she had on the real test and then she had the rapid test and it said that she may have it. So she was quarantined for 14 days, never had a symptom at all. A young man with no underlying issues died in Oregon today of the virus. That's horrible. Anybody who dies, whether they had underlying conditions or not, that's horrible. Anybody who dies of cancer, it's horrible. Anybody who dies, whenever somebody dies of prostate cancer, do you think a knife doesn't go through my heart because I've had that? Yeah, it crushes me. When I hear about a kid and having brain tumor in Portland and he's getting operated on, I hope he doesn't die. That crushes me. And fortunately, in the world we live in, people die, and I hate that. If I was going to be God and I was going to change this, there would be no such thing as COVID. There would be no death, and people would live forever. But that's not the world we live in. You are actually making me laugh. Okay. You know, I am trying to stay as up as possible. And I'll tell you, when I'm not here, when I'm at home, it doesn't always happen that way. My wife and I are just sick over this whole thing, the way this whole thing is coming down, because there's something much bigger than this going on. And then people come on and say, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." No, I'm not. I have a nose and I smell poo-poo. Something's poo-poo. I have intuition from 30 years working in the news business when I got lied to by politicians and other people. And everybody else used to think they were lying too. And now it seems like everybody's fallen in and trusting them. Now that we know cats get it, I wonder what that's going to change. I think it's a way to set us up to go online shopping, gearing towards making us less social. You know, this is kind of, I don't know, and I don't know that you're saying this, Gene. I don't know that it's a huge plan. Yeah, you're taking humanity away from people. You know? You're making it so, how do I say that without getting my tit in a ringer? We have a virus that is deadly to an age group, a certain age group mostly. And that's a fact. And I don't know why people don't talk more about that, which doesn't mean people in their 80s deserve to die. My parents lived to 83. My wife's grandmother lived to 107 and one to 97. I used to say I don't want to live in adult diapers, but the older I get, the more I'm thinking, if I could have ones that made my ass look really cool and, maybe kind of neat, maybe an adult diaper is not so bad. You kind of change your mind as you get older. But I don't even know where I was going with that. What did you say? But we're taking the entire world and saying, put your life on hold for basically coming up on a year. I can't do that. I got what, 80, 90 years, hopefully. And I'm going to stop living. So what, you know what I'm doing? I'm giving stuff. You remember my my refrigerator that broke? So I have a freezer. We could get $100 for it or something. And all of a sudden, Kathy and I are looking at each other. We were so irritated by this. This is making us kind. It's making us mean about the issue, but kinder in other ways. So anyway, long story short, I just put on the Blue River page that anybody who needed a freezer, first person that could come and get it and tell me they want it, and they got it. So I'm giving it to this guy. He's going to come get it. So I'm not going to stop talking, and I'm not going to stop saying when I think something's wrong, because I think there's a lot of people out there that think something's wrong and they're afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to shut my mouth. And you can come on here and say nasty shit all you want. If you speak your mind and to say you disagree, but don't try to take and don't do your backhanded slapping things, because I'm not paying attention, so it doesn't matter. Matt, I'm glad you like my poop analogy. There's a big thing somebody could go read. It seemed funny. You were a badass, Rick. No, I'm just a guy who knows, after years of listening to people lie and governments lie and Nixon lie and the Bushes and the Clintons and it goes on and on, all of them. And now all of a sudden, we're going to trust our government. Hippies are cool. Hippies are awesome. I have no problem with the fringe of the world. I have no problem. A week before the new shutdown, I received notice that I could visit my mom inside a senior living facility. How did it change in 1 week? Well, the numbers have been going up, and it is the cold and flu season, and this is a virus, and so this is the season when it goes in. The little COVID viruses are going, hey, this is our season. It's holidays. Let's go get people, and that's what it's doing. It's doing what it naturally would do, and we're trying to manage something we know. Doesn't sound to me like we know a whole hell of a lot about it, because it keeps changing. Now we got cats and minks in it. Question everything, and you will be in the Mad Max movie soon. I'm already in it. Shutdown of businesses seems excessive. It seems completely excessive to me too. Oh my God, you guys, seriously, where did I lose? Is that far? Oh, you guys are so, you know what I love the fact, oh, hold on, let's get Chad in here. I'm not in the industry. I just know what happened to my father, and now I'm dealing with the same with a close friend. Be grateful you ain't in a state that took the steps Nebraska didn't. Is that where you live, Chad? You're in Nebraska? How about 30, 59-year-old ones how about 30, 59-year-old ones who have died? Is that in the whole country or the whole state? Yeah, that's close to my age. But Betty Joe, I'm talking about statistics, okay? And the statistics show the majority are over 80. And the majority of all of them had underlying health conditions, which I would love to know what those are, so that for information's sake, if I had those underlying conditions, then I could take even more precautions, but never seem to hear what those are. I just never seem to get, I've tried to ask, I called the health department, haven't been able to find out what those are. I also would like to know, and have never found out, how many people have it and get over it in Lane County. That's cool too. Memory care and assisted living is a real state scam. They lobbied to bend the rules to give minimal care. That sounds like another topic. Why can't people just follow the guidelines and then go from there? I think, well, the people that are having parties obviously aren't. But for the most part, KT, we talked about this earlier. I don't see many people not wearing masks. Now, maybe they're not wearing them up to your standard or not. I don't mean you, but to some people's standards, or it's not the right kind. I've had people say to me, that mask isn't the right mask. You know, it's a mask. I didn't mean it in a rude way. It was, if it smells like shit, comment. Oh, no, I didn't take it that way. You guys, I have pretty thick skin. Unless you belittle me, but then anymore, because I don't care anymore, I will come after you. not physically, but verbally on here, I'll deal with you. Up here in the state of Washington, it's been gone for 3 days. Shelves are bare. Oh, toilet paper. I think we're having a TP crisis here too in Oregon. It's all good. I still love your opinion, Chad. I am sorry for your losses and stuff, and I do, Chad. I really do like when you come on. I see your picture. Don't change your picture. I'm not gonna know who you are, but I like when you come on here because you think differently than I do, and I want that. And you're kind. Oh God. And I need that. If we could all just listen to each other's opinions, it's like, I'm not saying, Betty Jo Phillips, that 59-year-olds are not valuable and that 30 of them that died, that's not a tragedy. But I'm saying in the big picture of the scope, we have to look at everything. And that's what I think is not being paid attention to. And that's what bothers a lot of people. So it's easy to throw the, well, is a life worth your business or something? Well, if you put your life into your business and there's not, you can't, I am not going to go for it. Well, Rick, you killed 3 people because you didn't wear a mask. I think that is just a bunch of crap. And that's where that's instilling the fear to try to control the masses. I don't buy it. And by me, I do wear it because I don't disbelieve that I can throw that out there. But I'm not getting into situations where when I have a mask, I'm not around people when I don't have a mask on. It's when I'm sitting in a restaurant, and that's the rules. I'm following the rules. Do I think they're stupid? I think they're really stupid, but I follow it. I walk 10 feet, get at a table, take my mask off, have a beer, put my mask on, walk 10 feet out. If I had COVID, would anybody in there get it? I don't know. But apparently that's the rule, and that's why I think people just laugh at it because it seems so ridiculous. I missed the evening chats with you while Kathy was cooking, finding out what was on the menu for the evening. Yeah, that was our at-home phase, but I'm coming to the office now as long as I can. It was a safe way earlier. They completely out of toilet paper. Fear of not having a clean bum. Laugh my ass off. Randy Robotham. People are already hoarding. Why do we do that? I've never hoarded. I don't know. I'm not a hoarder. Oh, off this topic, did you know I got a new tattoo today? I got another one. I got an addition to my tattoos. It's on my Facebook page. It's kind of fun. I like doing it. This one hurt. I mean, it hurt bad, the worst one. I don't understand if either the stores aren't going to close down. It's dumb. Well, and I mean, you know. So Sherry, here's the thing with the TP hoarding. I mean, for people like me who refuse to get a newspaper because I think they're all full of shit, if I don't have the newspaper and I run out of toilet paper, what am I going to wipe with? So maybe that's why I should take the newspaper again so that I can wipe my butt with the newspaper. We're still having Thanksgiving. I'm not talking about what I'm doing because I don't want to listen to anybody criticize me, but I'm doing something. I'm meeting with 3 people, my son, my wife, and myself. That's it. That's right, Vonda. But she sure makes good of her edicts. Thanks, Steve. My daughter has COVID and she has asthma. Oh, that's got to be horrible. What scares me is they keep saying hospitals getting full and you may not be able to go in if needed. Is that a scare tactic? It is so hard no to believe what is real. Deborah, first of all, I'm sorry about your daughter. Second of all, I wouldn't pay attention to the news. And because then, see, we jump ahead. So is she doing fine right now? And watch her. And then if you end up having to go to the hospital, then you'll deal with that at that time. But that, you know, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. But your daughter, you'll do the right thing for her. But if you sit and worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, we don't know. None of us knows what's going to happen tomorrow. I might get hit by a train tonight on the way out of my office, and making a couple hundred people really happy. Because I've had people come on because my opinion is different than theirs and say that they hope I get COVID and die. During the fires, I had people come on my page and tell me they hope I die and my house got burned down in a fire. So you know what's scarier than COVID? That. People that fucking rude that they wish other people dead. And these are the same people telling me if I don't wear a mask, you're killing someone else. So who are you? What is it that you have? Oh, I'm the hater. I don't want to wear a mask and I hate people, so I'm going to kill them. That's what you're saying. But you want me to die or my house to be devoured by a fire, a wildfire, when I'm at my wit's end wondering if my house is going to burn up and everything in it. And somebody sent me a note the other day, and Eugene, about we're trying to be a city of kindness. And I want to write back and say, good luck. You know, that's kindness. That's not the Oregon I grew up in. The Oregon I grew up in is east of Bend. Actually, it was Hillsboro, Oregon, but the people were like east of Bend, where you can disagree and I'll still love you. I can disagree with and not like anything you say, but I'll still feed you if you need it. You may think things should be done differently, but when you need a ride to the store, I'll give you a ride to the store. That's the real Oregon. This isn't Oregon. This isn't even close to Oregon. This has become a state where people look out their windows, watch what people are doing, judge what you're doing, nanny, want to find something wrong with everything you say because you don't agree with them. That isn't Oregon. That isn't life. That isn't even living. Kindness. What is kindness? Kindness is when you put your own selfish desires away. And then some people will come back at me, and they have said, well, you're just selfish because you don't want to wear a mask. No, I think it doesn't work, and it's hard for me to breathe, but I wear it. So I'm not selfish. Selfish would be when you see me and my mask isn't the one, it's the one from Costco, and you have to make some moral statement about my mask because you think yours is better. To me, that's like a big go to hell. You know, mind your own business. And I'm just done. I'm done playing the game. I'm Oregon famous. Thanks, Rick. Chad, you're a big star now. What kind of beer? Oh, God. Chad, are you at all into IPAs? Oh, I'm an IPA freak. I used to like with this. Oh, wait, hold on. Somebody, I don't know. People just need to shut the fuck up and mind their business. Don, you and we may be the same person, except I have hair. Oh, hold on. There's Zach. I don't like your pretty boy haircut, Rick. Get a haircut. LOL, just messing with you. Yeah. No, I get that too. You guys should spend some time in the public eye. You would really love it. I love my life. I don't care. I don't take it over seriously. But I get guys on here and they'll say, when are you going to get a big boy haircut? And then I look at them and they're usually bald. No offense to bald people, but or they have the daddy haircut. And I'm like, I don't say anything about your daddy haircut, but I don't want to look like a daddy. I'm 61 years old and I want to be hip until the day I die. And if people want to make fun of me for that, I don't give a shit. This is who I am. I will wear skinny jeans if I want to wear skinny jeans. If I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I don't know the answer by any means, but poo is poo. All right, you guys, there are so many of you on here. You're crazy. Okay, so again, if you live in the McKenzie River Valley and you were an evacuee and you live up that way, if you know of an evacuee who's a veteran who could really use something, we want to give them a $100 gift card from Target and $200 credit for any of the lab tests at any lab test now, which is they do 8,000 different tests. And then any of you who wants to have your vitamin D tested, don't just go start taking vitamin D. Get a blood test, find out what your level is so you don't overdo it, because you can't do damage that way. But they'll do it for 30% off if you just say you saw this on Rick Dancer's show, because Any Lab Test Now is one of my sponsors, and that's the reason we could do this tonight. If anything I said was offensive to you, I'm sorry. Offense is a choice, so it's okay. If you learn something new, if you want to, just take responsibility for your life. And in doing so, then you'll take responsibility for the lives of those around you. And mind your own business. Question authority. Question everything. And don't sit by and let people tell you you can't live. And then pray for people, especially those afflicted with any of that. If we knew, God knows, so it doesn't matter. But, if you knew what the things that make people susceptible are, you could pray for them. But just tell God to take care of them. And then we all kind of hang in here and see what happens. The other thing I would encourage you to do is pick different restaurants. And I don't think it's going to save them, but God, we can sure try and help, like go to Northwest Burger, go to Cornucopia, go to Public House, go to Drift Inn in Florence or in Yachats. Go in and just have a meal. Maybe once a week you make a commitment to go get a meal and take it home. And that's kind of how I think we can, instead of, there's all kinds of ways to fight, but that's one of the healthy ways we can fight for people, not against them. Okay. Elkhorn, there's another one. I saw people, put names of restaurants so you remind people where some of them are, people in our community that you might support. Share this on your page if you would, so Any Lab Test Now can get some business out of it and see what they're doing. Go to the No Tie Pub. But you can't take it with you. I guess you can sit on the porch. I don't know. Now I'm promoting illegal drinking in Oregon. Oh, we legalize drugs, but we can't drink our beer in any place but an enclosed area with a caution tape. I know. Rick Dancer can't be satisfied with anything. He has to question everything. And that's why I made a hell of a reporter. Good night.